Have you ever thought about starting to journal but didn't know where to begin? Maybe you're a busy mum and think, I never have the time. Today, we're talking about what journaling is and how to do it, even if you are on a budget and have no time to spare. At the end, I'll share some rapid tips and give you a peek into the next video about journaling pitfalls, so stick around for that. Journaling is basically just writing down your inner world, and let me tell you, it has been a life-changing experience for so many people. It helps you to know yourself better, process tough emotions, strengthen your spiritual life, unlock creativity, draw you closer to God, and so much more. Now for me, I used to think journaling required fancy supplies and chunks of time, but I realised that nope, I don't need any of that. So what exactly is journaling, and why do people rave about it? I'm so glad you asked. Journaling is simply the act of writing down your thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, basically anything meaningful floating around inside your head and in your heart. The perks of doing this are really immeasurable. You gain more self-awareness, you begin to see your patterns of behaviour, your automatic reactions to things you never even really thought about before. When you see the highs and the lows on the paper, it's like turning on a flashlight inside your mind. Journaling also lets you process emotions. Getting feelings out brings relief if you're anxious or angry, sad or stressed. Personally, I pray and have spiritual conversations in my journal. It brings me closer to God. Plus, and this might be you, if you have a racing monkey mind, then it can finally relax on paper. Things seem less chaotic and become clearer. Gratitude journaling is one specific technique that many people use, and it's one of my favourites. It helps you keep your joy even when things around you might seem frustrating or confusing. When we start to look for the blessings each day and physically put them down on paper, we shift our focus from the crumbling world around us and see more clearly our amazing Creator. Okay, so that all sounds warm and lovely, but what about logistics? How do you actually start journaling as a beginner? You may see people on YouTube with fancy stickers, colourful tape, pretty stamps, and even mixing modelling paste for their journals. If that's you, great, but it's not necessary for journaling and can even sometimes be distracting or intimidating, and for beginners, a bit overwhelming at times. So forget all that for now, while remembering that you can add any of that stuff back in at a later date if you want to try some of it out. All you need to get started is a single notebook and a pen. That's it. It does not even need to be a new notebook. I started with the exercise books that came home at the end of the school year, and I still use them sometimes today. You know the ones? There are 5 pages of notes in the front of them from a science class 6 months ago, and the rest is blank. I rip out the used pages and voila, a new journal for mum. No need to splurge on a fancy journal from the bookstore, but you can if you want to. No need to buy the glitter pen with the soft pom-pom on the end, but you can get that if you want to as well. My tip here is to just make sure that getting the right supplies is not what is stopping you from starting your journaling. The next thing to do is to think about when you will journal each day. It doesn't have to be the same time each day, but making a trigger for your journaling can be really helpful. Many people love journaling first thing in the morning to help wake them up and wake their brain up and set a positive tone for their day. Others prefer reflecting at night before bed to write down all the things that have been going on in their brain all day and will sometimes help with sleep. Or you could journal during your commute if you take public transport to work, or in your car when you get to the work car park. When you attach your journaling to a trigger that you know happens each day, you will more easily create the habit of journaling. When my children were younger, like toddlers, I used to write down to-do lists, shopping lists and letters when we were all sitting down at the table for morning tea. I hadn't discovered journaling back then, but I look back now and think that that would have been a great time to journal for a few moments. Now I'm getting to sleep through the night again. Yes, mums, it does eventually happen. I like to get up before everyone else and use the quiet of the morning. Find out what works best for you. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the writing. There are endless ways to approach journaling. The first question people ask is, what do I even write about? So, what are you going to write about in your journal depends on your goals for journaling. Ask yourself what you want to achieve. Do you want to grow closer to God? Do you want to become a more grateful or joyful person? Do you want to silence your inner critic? In fact, this would be a great first journal entry. Write out what you want to achieve by journaling. From here, you can then look for other resources to help you or other techniques that people use for journaling. The first technique is to free write. Free write is where you just start writing about what is going on in your life, what you are thinking about, certain things that are happening, or struggles that you have. There is no definite path, no final destination in mind. People sometimes find that they can think more clearly when they get their thoughts out of their brain and onto paper. Each day could be completely different from the day before. The next is using journal prompts. Prompts are when you have a list of questions or statements that you essentially answer in your journal. They might be different prompts each day or a set of prompts that you answer each day. This will guide you down a path you set for yourself as you choose what prompts to use. They may be thematic, like a month of prompts about finding joy each day, or they may be reflective, like how do I feel about how I spoke to my kids today? Why do I feel that? Am I comfortable with that feeling, and how can I recreate or change it tomorrow? And the third technique for today is dream journaling. Dream journaling is where you write about your hopes and your dreams. This can be for yourself or for others. It's a way of writing down and capturing your prayers for the future. It may be the immediate future or the distant future. They may be pie in the sky or specific to your situation. These are great to look at as the years pass. Have your dreams changed? My suggestion is that you try different techniques maybe for a week or two each to see which one suits you best. And don't worry about writing well, just let your thoughts and feelings flow onto the paper. This journal is just for you. You may even find that you like a combination of techniques, and that's great. Whatever works best for you in your situation. Above all, be flexible with yourself. If you miss a day, just pick back up the next day without guilt or shame. And remember, consistency is key, not perfection. So rapid tips for this video are this. Number 1, don't compare yourself with others. Focus on your own progress and strive to be better than you were last week. Number 2, experiment with different things. There's no wrong way. Find what is best for you. Number 3, revisit past entries and reflect on them. See how far you've grown. And 4, find support. Maybe an online community or a local community in your area for ideas and engagement. So now you have everything you need to start journaling, even if you're crunched for time and you've never journaled before. Let me know which technique you're planning on trying first. I'd love to know. and make sure to stay around as I'll be talking about troubleshooting next. I'll discuss how to overcome writer's block, feeling too busy, lack of privacy, and more common journaling pitfalls. I'll see you there.